On behalf of this radio station, we wish everyone a happy new year. A man drove a truck into a crowd, killing at least 15 persons. Tourism sector looks good for winter season in Jamaica. Mentally ill man shot to death at funeral. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. On January 1st, while people celebrate the new year, a man drove a truck into a crowd of people, killing at least 15 and injured dozens in Louisiana. The man has been identified as an ex-soldier named Shamsud Din Jabbar, who is 42 years old. Jabbar was killed while exchanging fire with police after ramming the truck through the crowd in the early hours of New Year's Day, and he had potentially improvised explosive devices and an ISIS flag in the truck he drove, according to local and federal authorities. Now, law enforcement authorities are reviewing the videos Jabbar made as they rush to piece in details about how he went from a military veteran to a suspect in a deadly rampage. Over in Jamaica, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has declared that his administration is prepared to respond to external shocks while delivering the needs of the people in 2025. Bidding farewell to the year that was his New Year's Day message, the Prime Minister acknowledged that the country's resilience was tested through Category 4 Hurricane Beryl. He said his government has had to deal with some of the greatest crises and shocks to have affected the country in the last 100 years, all of which he claimed were comparatively managed better than previous administrators did when faced with their own crisis. Touting the 18% drop in murders, the 14% decline in serious crimes, and the record low unemployment level of 3.6% among other achievements in 2024, Prime Minister Holness also highlighted major investments in the agriculture sector and healthcare. He said economic growth, reducing debt, keeping the exchange rate stable by having strong reserves, and managing the fiscal affairs of the country to avoid wasteful spending are among the top priorities for 2025. Jamaica's tourism stakeholders are anticipating a bumper winter season with huge arrival numbers evident early in the season and many more expected in the ensuing months. According to Delano Severite, Senior Advisor and Strategist in the Ministry of Tourism, he disclosed to RJR News that in just 8 days following December 22nd, the island was welcoming 121,000 visitors, marking a near 2% increase over the same period last year. Turning to expectations for the entire winter season, he revealed that 1.6 million air seats are already confirmed, with just above 80% load factor expected. The robust start to the season signals that we're going to have a very strong season in the coming weeks and months, he declared. The police high command has launched an investigation into the circumstances which led to the escape of a high-risk detainee from the Kingston Public Hospital on Tuesday. The escapee, Siobhan Carnegie, is one of 4 men charged 2 weeks ago in connection with a shootout and standoff with the police during a robbery attempt at a supermarket in Spalding, Clarendon on Sunday, December 8. It's reported that Carnegie escaped from the orthopedic section of the hospital sometime after 11 a.m. while being guarded by 3 policemen. And it seems as if all 3 policemen fell asleep on the job or they allowed him to escape, because it is unheard of anywhere in the world that a man being guarded by 3 persons, not one, managed to escape from them. He was being treated for a gunshot wound to his arm, which was sustained during the shootout with the police in Clarendon. Carnegie and his co-accused were recently charged for the offenses of possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, shooting with intent, wounding with intent, and using a prohibited weapon to commit a felony. And the men caused a stir on social media when they live streamed their surrender to the police. Meanwhile, a mentally ill man caused havoc at a burial site in Dovecot Funeral Cemetery and was eventually shot to death by a licensed firearm holder. The man has been identified as 23-year-old Isaac Foster of Penny Peace in Kingston Town. The bizarre incident unfolded in the presence of the police. In a video that has been making the rounds on social media, Foster is seen opening the casket of a woman while her burial was in progress at Dovecot Cemetery. Mourners are heard shouting to 2 police officers at the scene to intervene, but they hesitate. In another video, the corpse is seen on the ground with the clothes ripped. The mentally ill man is then shot by a man in plain clothes in full view of the police. He falls to the ground and is later seen being carried by officers towards a police vehicle. According to police report, Foster disrupted the burial proceedings about 2:15 p.m., and he attempted to open the casket but was stopped by mourners, including a licensed firearm holder. Foster was shot by the licensed firearm holder after he used a concrete block to hit the man on the head, and despite being wounded, Foster returned to the casket, opened it, and removed the dead body. He then threw stones at mourners, and another licensed firearm holder intervened and shot Foster several times. The wounded persons were taken to a hospital where Foster was pronounced dead and the licensed firearm holder treated and released. The Hunts Bay police have arrested and charged a man who allegedly shot at the police when they responded to an incident on York Avenue, Kingston 11 on Friday, December 20. He's 26-year-old Adrian Morrison of York Avenue, Kingston 11. He's charged with shooting with intent, possession of prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Reports from the Hunts Bay police are that about 9:30 a.m., a police team was on duty when the lawmen received information about men seen with high-powered weapons. They went to the location on York Avenue and were reportedly greeted with gunfire. Morrison was later taken into custody while 3 other persons escaped. He was subsequently charged. Onto sports, Lilliput Rovers rallied after trailing at halftime to beat Bogues FC in their St. James Football Association International Major League Zone A game, which was played at Spot Valley High on Monday. Rabhad Da Costa scored a brace to lead last season's semi-finalists Lilliput Rovers to their first win of the season and then took them to 4 points and joined leadership alongside Wadada United and one more than Reggae Youths, who have played 1 game. And as they seek to qualify for the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Men's World Cup, assistant coach Vassal Reynolds believes that Jamaica's Under-17 team has made significant progress and is now closer to being fully prepared for the qualifiers next month. The young Reggae Boys will kick off the CONCACAF Under-17 Men's qualifiers on February 10th in Guatemala, where they will take on El Salvador, Cayman Islands, and St. Lucia in Group H, with only the group winners qualifying for the World Cup in Qatar in November. And if you missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, hit the notification bell, and keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. Happy 2025, everybody. I gone.